Hi and welcome to the channel where we are storytelling and role-playing in Crusader Kings 3. This is my Iberian Struggle series where we are playing as head of House de Barcelona. It's Duke Joffrey III, or douche Joffrey as I and some people in court has started to call this young boy soon to be a young man, Duke here. His childhood trait is rowdy, so he's on a martial education. He's also callous, patient and arrogant. And his behavior, since he ascended to the throne and became duke after his father died, has not been that of a not a really nice person. So it's fun to play him, even though I, the player, don't like him. And as you understand, this is a role-playing, so I will take his traits into consideration when I make all decisions, and it's also a storytelling, which means that I enhance and add depth and flavor to the storyline with written parts appearing on the screen. You will just have to stick around to see what I mean by that. So it's been a while since I played. I usually record my episodes in bulk, and when I have some time over from real life stuff, work and such, so it's been a few weeks. I think he is less than a year away from becoming an adult, so maybe we shall there is a decent opportunity to go to war with Al-Sark here, and he's certainly considering it, but he's also a patient boy, so maybe he wants to do whatever ceremony the Catalan culture does when a boy becomes a man, which will be in March next year. So it's not far away. Oh, here is something from my spy master, Count Miro. He's a distant relative. He was his cousin of my father, and this branch of the family, they have been our faithful vassals and been holding the spy master position ever since our first character, the first Duke Joffrey, had this man's father as spy master, and he, Count Miro here, has served my father as spy master as well. So there's been some disagreements between these two lines of the Barcelona family, but for most parts I think there is a high level of trust between Miro branch of the Barcelona and my Duke Joffrey's branch. And here he has uncovered a scheme by this Emil Loeb to have me murdered. His agents are being rounded up as I write, and this ends Emil Loeb's scheme to murder me. That is good. But can I... is he my... Oh yeah, now he's not my vassal. He is the head of the house Banu Musa, this house is our rival house. So we shall see what we can do about this Emil Loeb. But being a patient boy, Duke Joffrey, he is glad that his spy master uncovered this scheme and made it so that they had to stop. But we will bide our time and get to the Banu Musas eventually when the time is right. And here is an event. Here's Duke Joffrey, that is my character. Here is my vassal, Countess Cecilia. She was the lover of my father, and my father gave her son, which was his son, so my half-brother. But this isn't known. This county of Pamplona, and he died, and now Countess Cecilia inherited this. My vassal, Countess Cecilia, approaches me in private with clear doubt in her eyes. She explains to me that her fate is faltering due to her time spent guarding the borders against Asharism and fraternizing with the enemy. Her words are not in jest. It feels as if the slightest mistake could push her away from God. Yet this is an opportunity to strengthen our fervor as well as our relationship. So I can do a learning challenge, which will have a decent chance of reigniting her religious fervor. Or I can say pick any fate so long as you serve me. Or I can say someone call a priest. What would this rowdy, callous, patient and arrogant boy say. That's interesting. I lean towards the second option here. Pick any fate so long as you serve me. He is arrogant and has a very high opinion of himself, and not being overly religious, I don't see him that he really cares about her beliefs. And being arrogant, it also speaks against him calling for a priest to help here. But he demands that, of course he demands that Countess Cecilia here will serve him. I'm not really sure what their relationship is, because this woman was the lover of my father, but I'm not sure if Duke Joffrey here knows this, because it was never officially revealed. There were some storytelling interactions when people spoke to my father about this woman, and especially when he gave this bastard boy out of nowhere a county people were suspicious. So maybe Duke Joffrey here as well suspects that this woman was his father's lover. They would have certainly known each other at court when he was a boy, and she was around meeting his father, but in secret. So I will have to think about to see how this relationship here will develop. She's a beautiful woman, and she's vengeful, callous, and diligent. So I think it might even be so that he has had some kind of a childhood crush on this woman here. Well, the game can actually give you childhood crushes, but it hasn't done so for Joffrey. But that's not stopping me in the storytelling to think that she is beautiful, so he was probably thinking, well, Countess Cecilia. But so he might be angry or bothered if it at some point is revealed that her children are actually his half-siblings and therefore might be a threat to the throne. But being arrogant, I don't think he fears infant bastards all that much. So yeah, pick any fate so long as you serve me. That's what he will say. Oh, she didn't convert her fate anyway. That's good, and her opinion of me was raised by this. So maybe we shall have good relations with this Cecilia here. My fame level increased, that is good, and here comes another event under the stone pine. I've had this event several times with previous characters, so I will not read out the text this time, even though I like the writing in this event. But you can go back and watch all my previous episodes if you want to hear me read this out. But it's about he is in his gardens and he is hearing some musicians, and their music touches him, and he is thinking about how he should react to this. He can say "so beautiful" and be awed by beauty, which will decrease my stress gain. That's good. He can spend money to sponsor more musicians, which will increase my prestige gain. Or I will say enough, I will have the damn tree chopped down, which would give him aversion to joy and also lose me stress because my arrogant and callous trait. So maybe this suggests that he is mostly inclined to doing this. But at the same time, being arrogant and callous doesn't necessarily suggest that he would go for this. I don't think he would go for "so beautiful." That's not really in his... I think that would go against his callousness. But maybe him being arrogant could lead him to invest in music. It will increase his prestige, and he surely thinks that his court should be grand enough to sponsor musicians. And also either player, I'm kind of a artsy-fartsy person, so I will lean into this. I should sponsor some more musicians. Something popped up here. It is this count wants to ransom himself. Since I don't need money, I think since he hates me and is my vassal, I think it is better to just keep him where he is in my prison cells. Sooner now, douche Joffrey III here will be an adult. It's only a month away, or 2 months away. Here's another scheme at court. Another someone is plotting to kill me. They certainly don't like me, and the player can't really blame them. He's an awful person, this Duke here. The cold-hearted Duke Joffrey. Here's an invitation to go meet some other children in Al-Badassin. This is not in my realm, but yeah, why not? Let's go there. See what happens. I look forward to this. Welcomed by this Sheikh Yatab ibn Muhammad. And here's market day event. Sheikh Yatab of Al-Banu Rasin and I agree that trade is an important skill for a noble to learn, and so we decide to visit the local market in Al-Banu Rasin. We only have some pebblers for currency, but they are very shiny. I can say, I would like to purchase a ware, please. This will be a diplomacy challenge, which might increase my stewardship. Or I can say, what? Something is happening with my text here. I don't think it's the game, it's my computer is buzzing, so maybe my graphic cards is up to something. But anyway, I can say, you have to give me what I want, I'm a lord. And this will mean I will get a beautiful artifact. The text there is freaking out, so I really can't see, but it will give me a beautiful artifact and lose me threats. Or let's set up our own stall. No, either player, I like the other options better, but here I think that his arrogance will mean that he will say, you have to give me what I want, I'm a lord. And here my spy master reveals that this Count Muhammad is plotting against me, that loathsome fiend. So what can I do? I really don't get why I can't. If someone reveals that this man is in a murder plot against me, why it is considered tyranny to imprison him? Well, maybe it is because there is no real proof, but still it's a bit strange. Let's take a look at this artifact. It's a beautiful scopperel. It means that I must... Yeah, this is something that I only can place. No, it's a trinket, so it should be... I should be able to place it there, shouldn't I? It looks like something you should place in your court. But it glows, saying that it is a trinket, so... Well, I will have to become a king and have a court, and then I can place this artifact. And here it is, coming of age. With the help of Count Dan, my tutor, I have completed my studies of warfare. Even if the highest aspects of the subject eludes me, I lived up to everyone's expectations and learned more than most. As I take my first steps into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who have made an impact on the man I have become. I wonder if Adil remembers the things I put him through when we were young. This is someone that I have been bullying and being a douche against, and I also was this towards one of my cousins, I remember. But he got tough soldier. I don't understand why it says tough soldier here and skilled tactician there, but skilled tactician is better, so that is good. I don't know if there was something happening behind here that increased my education trait level, but good nonetheless. Meet Piers, the bishop. So here's this Bishop Yatab and this Sheikh that I'm visiting. We are exploring the local church when Sheikh Yatab of Al-Banu Rasin and I stumble across my Bishop Yatab surrounded by scrolls. They are journals from long ago. Are you interested in such things? I can have a learning challenge. Yes, teach me about them, which might increase my learning. Or I can say, no, I'm interested in you telling us of adventure. Well, maybe this is more arrogant, but also being a patient boy, he might be inclined to want to learn stuff. Yeah, let's go for this. I'm not really sure which one his personality would lean into here, so let's go for this one, because I think it's more interesting that I might gain some more learning. Yeah, and I increased my learning, that is great. And here is playing house in this Meet Peers event here. The Sheikh approaches me with a heap of fabric in his arms. As he dumps it on the floor in front of me, I realize that it's a heap of clothing for adults. Let's play house together, says the Sheikh. Only if we are the parents, I can say, and then we might be friends. Or I can say, no, that's silly, let's play chess. Would I be interested in becoming friends with this one? I mean, being arrogant and callous kind of speaks against this, but it's not really. If I would take a look at his personality traits, and if they suggest that he might be interested in having him as a friend, and then maybe arbitrary, callous, and honest. Well, maybe Duke Joffrey had a good time, because they are both callous, and even though Duke Joffrey himself isn't arbitrary, that kind of fits with his arrogance a bit as well, because arrogant and arbitrary is kind of, they are not that far from each other as personality traits goes. An arrogant person is usually inclined to being a bit arbitrary, I think. Yeah, let's see if we can be friends with this boy here. Because it's also, when I started this series, I decided that I would go for the end of the Iberian Struggle by ways of the détente ending, which is where you strive to end the struggle and unite Iberia not by conquest and hostility, but by diplomacy and people leaving each other alone and accepting each other's differences. So that is something my house will strive for, regardless of who is leading it, but we will, since it's a role-playing, strive for it in the way that my current character is, his personality. But we will always strive for the détente ending and conciliation. So it's good to befriend a neighboring ruler of a different faith here. And since we are now a grown man of 16, and we are betrothed to this Cecilia Sterke here. She is the Amazonian daughter of one of our vassals, Count Gunnar. We will have to wait 10 more years until she is old enough to marry us. Maybe we can take her as a ward. Can I do this? It's kind of kinky to take your 5-year-old betrothed as a ward, but why not? He thinks that if she's gonna become my wife, I will teach her the ways of the world. That's what this arrogant, callous boy thinks. So yeah, let's raise our future wife. This game is kind of hinky. And yeah, he's had a martial education, so let's go for this. And will he go for strategy, authority, or chivalry? I always kind of like chivalry, but maybe him being arrogant, he's more inclined to do the authority focus. Yeah, let's do that. Right. And now our neighbors here, the Alsarks, they are really weak. So maybe it's time to grow our borders, and I think if we can manage to do a struggle clash against them, we will have the lands needed to form the Kingdom of Aragon, which has been something that my family has strived for. Yeah, but first, can we get some more alliances through my siblings? It would be preferable to ally with someone in Iberia for many reasons, but aren't really any good. No, let's wait on that. There were no great options for alliances. So let's take a look at our military then. We have some knights, and it looks like the best ones are fighting, and our levies are at good rate, and also our men at arms. So, and we are much stronger now than Al-Sark, and he is having troubles with civil strife and such, so it's a good time to declare this war against him. Let's do this struggle clash and claim all these lands. We have excellent borders for this CB. We will take a lot from this. It is time to declare this war. And here is the war music playing, and let's raise our armies. Who is leading? It's Count Dan. He is probably my best commander. I'll take a quick look if I have a siege commander. That's always useful, but no. So let's have Count Dan, my former tutor, and by far best military man, lead this. And let's go down there and see what we can do. And I am returning home now when the war started from this meet peers with Sheikh Yatab. And we have, oh, my aunt and court tutor died. That's sad. She was a really good court tutor. Do I have anyone else for this position? It's court tutor. My cousin Ledgarda here would be good at the job. So let's have her being court tutor. His aunt Elvira, she was an important person for him in his upbringing, but him being callous boy, I don't think he's not really heartbroken about this, but she will of course have a ducal funeral, having been an important part of our storytelling since early days. This Elvira, she was at some point, even for quite some time, it was highly likely that she would be the future heir to the duchy, but my father then managed to have some children. Douche Joffrey here is one of them, so it wasn't to be. Here he is now, Duke Joffrey, so let's go down and lay siege to Valencia. And more schemes at court. Someone is plotting to kill my prisoner. Well, that they will just have to sneak down in the prison and kill her, I suppose. But speaking of that, let's see what we have in a prison. Here is this Banu Musa count. He is our rival house, so even if he's worth 50, his place is in prison. And let's move him from house arrest to the dungeon. Yeah, there you go. So he won't escape, and since he's of a rival house, we are not concerned with his comfort. Here is someone who looks like a bit of a nobody, so let's do nothing with her since she cannot be ransomed. And here's a man. Is he worth something? No. And there's nothing really special about him, so let's just keep him there. And here's another Banu Musa. She's worth 25. Let's move her to the dungeon as well. Let's move all the Banu Musas to the dungeons. And here is someone who has done me wrong, so let's just execute him. We need more room in our prison, and also executing people will increase my dread. And here are some Mugitids. I think I am holding them because, yeah, my cousin here, he is a vassal, so are they worth anything? Yeah, alright, let's ransom my Now that I'm an adult, let's ransom my... we will not set them free, but let's ransom my cousin's boy here for 50 gold. He is my cousin after all. And here is some peasant who rebelled against me. Let's execute him. My courtier, Mala Cresta, is plotting against my mother. He is married to my cousin, this Italian man. Not sure why he would plot against my mother, but he is. Fortunately, I wish there were... It's good that my spy master comes with these things, but I find it kind of strange that you cannot... that it doesn't give you the right to take some kind of action against them. I mean, you can take action against them, you can imprison them, but it will mean that everyone hates you for being a tyrant. You can plot to murder them yourself and such, but surely being a member of a plot would mean that should give you some interaction possibilities. And here we have arrived at Valencia, which is Valencia in Arabic, I would assume, and we are sieging, and here is some enemies marching our way. This war is started, and if we win it, this might be... if we win it, we might be able to create a kingdom once we have all these lands. So we shall see about that, but we will have to see about that in the next episode. If you enjoy my role-playing and storytelling, subscribing to my channel is a great way to increase the chances of you getting notified when I upload new episodes, and it also encourages me to keep on doing this. I'm doing this for my own amusement mostly, but I'm always happy to see that there are people out there enjoying it with me, so thank you for that. I hope I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.